Welcome to Voices from the Bench, a dental laboratory podcast. Send us an email at info@voicesfromthebench.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Greetings and welcome to episode 274 of Voices from the Bench. My name is Elvis.
And my name is Barbara.
What's happening, Barb? How are you enjoying this summer equinox?
Oh, I don't even know what that means, but in Florida it's hot every day, so it's good. I'm enjoying life, let's put it that way.
Florida doesn't celebrate when it officially becomes summer. It's like not even a deal, or is it just
Yeah,
like
no, I
year-round?
don't. Well, I guess I can say personally that I don't, and I've never really heard much about it, so I would say not like you guys do.
Oh no, we celebrate it. It's quite the occasion up here.
Really?
Well, we acknowledge it. Let's say that. I mean, it's finally summer.
That's awesome. All right, you might live in Indiana.
And then like a month later, hey, it's fall.
Wow. So what's happening?
I'm training for the triathlon a little bit. I know I'm only running.
You always train to run, though.
I know, but here's the difference. I got so used to long distance running
Ooh.
that now we're doing the sprint.
Yep.
And I'm only running 3.1, and I really kind of want to get a good time since it's going to be posted.
Oh, hell yeah. I love that. You go, guy.
It's been a while since I've actually pushed myself. So I'm trying to, shave off some seconds to see if I can honestly just be faster than you. But if I could just be faster.
I love that. Yeah, well, I started swimming, so I've got 3 swims under my belt, and I've been biking for 3 weeks, maybe, actually 2.5 weeks. I'm up to 18 miles on the bike, and of course I always run. So, but I'm training.
What's the worst, swimming to biking or biking to running?
Swimming to biking.
Is that really the hardest for you?
Yeah, the biking to running, I just fly. It literally,
Really?
I get out of transition in 5 seconds. Yeah, I'm
Nice.
normally, I know this is going to sound egotistical, but normally my transition time from the bike to the run, I come in first place out of my group because I don't around. I just get off the bike and go. Boom.
You don't change the clip-on shoes and all that?
No, I just wear my running shoes on the bike. So basically you toss your bike and go.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's not too bad.
So for people that don't know, which I guess there might be a few of you out there, we're actually talking about the Race for the Future.
Again.
Which is which is August 27th, where the industry, those foolish enough to do it, participate in the Chicago Triathlon. And we raise money for the foundation. So remember, you can sponsor either Barb Warner or Team Abutments, which is the team I'm on, by going to dentallabfoundation.org, click on the Donate Now button, and then choose Race for the Future.
Yeah, and you can choose either one of us. I'm totally down with that because we did get some money for the t-shirts. We had a really good raised money, and so that was a good thing. And yeah, so anybody that wants to give, just please give because it's really a wonderful, wonderful thing everybody's doing.
Even if it's just $1. I mean, seriously, it doesn't have to be a lot. Every bit makes a difference.
Yep.
So we're coming up to just being about a month away from one of my favorite meetings of the year, Ladies of the Mill.
And the one I finally get to go to, Ladies of the Mill.
Yeah, please show up.
I will.
We've been expecting you.
I will.
So it's happening on July 21st to the 22nd in Chattanooga, Tennessee. This amazing show has an amazing lineup of past podcast guest speakers. So, of course, Jill Swafford and Christine Heslip will be up there, as always. But also, get this, Tay Harvey, Dora Rodriguez, Jen Ludwig, Esther Schwenning, and Peter Peasy.
Nice.
Isn't that a killer lineup?
Oh, heck yeah.
So there's 2 that are going to be up there that have not been on the podcast, and we hope that we can change that when we talk to them at this event. But they also got Trish Jones and Katie Swindle.
Katie Swindle, and she actually works for Lexer, so I know her. She's Lauren's sister. Super great girl.
Yeah, it's crazy that you guys work together.
I know.
But wait, there's more. That's right. Barb and I will be doing the podcast on stage in front of an audience for the first time.
I'm psyched.
I'm a little excited and nervous, but
Of
we'll
course.
see.
Anytime you get on stage, you should be nervous because that means you care.
There you go. Or I just have no idea what I'm doing.
I was think after 5 years, you definitely have an idea.
You would think.
Yes.
So it turns out they announced that we're going to be on stage Saturday at 1 p.m. So come and see what could end up being quite the show. Or an amazing event by us being on stage. I don't know. But go ahead and register at ladiesofthemill.com. We hope to see you there.
All right. So this is the last week of June and last week of Dental Technician Appreciation Month. We had some great ones last week, and make sure you stick around until after the interview on this episode to hear more great audio thanks that we got last week.
So this week, we're going to take you all back to a show that we recorded at the first time this year. It's the Great LMT Lab Day West. Our good and wonderful friends from Ivoclar invited us to bring our gear out to California and record some great people, that just might not make it out to Chicago for midwinter.
Right on.
Now, we mentioned this a few times during the interviews, but when Barb and I started off the weekend, we had our table set up. Ivoclar gave us like a special room that they've set up that was kind of like half equipment, and the other half of the room was for their speakers. The problem was that when people came to that room, they really were only going to see the speakers. So they'd show up, watch the speakers, and leave.
Yeah.
So we moved the table out in the hall that also shared some space with some other vendors, hoping to get some more people.
And that didn't work too well.
There just wasn't enough.
So then we said, it. Let's do this.
So after we said that, we got the okay from Ivoclar and LMT, and we picked up that table and we carried it halfway across the hotel and put it right outside the main entrance to the Grand Hall.
Yes,
basically where everybody was. And then we started cranking out the conversations.
True that.
It just was like nonstop once we moved that table.
Yep.
So starting in no particular order are two of the great people we got to talk to. So first up is Calvin Song from Creodent. If you've been to any dental shows, there's a good chance you've seen Calvin there.
Oh, God, yes.
He gets everywhere.
Yep.
And he comes on to talk about his role at Creodent and how he gained and supported other labs with their milling services. But the cool thing is that Calvin brings to light a very interesting topic that's creeping into our industry, and that's taxes.
Yeah, that's like so important, guys. I can't wait for you to hear this.
Never even heard of it before.
Yep.
Creodent is in New York, and the state is trying to charge labs a tax on veneers because they're considered cosmetic and not clinically needed. It's a super interesting topic that is probably affects other labs, but it's going to affect all the labs if we don't get ahead of it. And then we catch up with 3Shape guru Sevan Pulurian.
Oh, yeah.
Sevan talks about the benefits of the 3Shape study group on Facebook and how if anyone uses 3Shape, they need to be on it. What's new with version 23 that he's beta testing, and how he had 15 minutes to turn a 1-hour presentation into an hour and 45-minute presentation at CalLab.
We were there. Yep.
It's pretty amazing. So join us from Lab Day West, thanks to Ivoclar, with Calvin Song and Sevan Pulurian.
If efficiency and performance are what you are looking for in a milling system, then the high-performance PrograMill PM7 from Ivoclar is the right choice for you.
Equipped with a high-performance spindle, this high-powered 5-axis milling machine efficiently produces both wet and dry restorations. Ivoclar provides white glove delivery service, training, choice of service contracts, and their outstanding after-sales service and support.
So contact your friendly Ivoclar sales representative today and create a digital solution that's right for you. And just an FYI, I have this awesome PM7 mill in my laboratory, and I can vouch that it's an amazing machine.
And as always, we appreciate your support of the podcast, Ivoclar. Voices from the Bench. The interview.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Here we go.
We are sitting sort of outside the Ivoclar area.
Yeah,
Barb
well,
and
I think we should give a little input or update. Elvis and I just walked our booth all the way across the hall so we could be right in front of the Welcome to LMT Lab Day West. Not that Ivoclar, we don't appreciate it, but there's just more people over here, and so we just had a workout.
They were supportive of us.
They were. They totally were, and so was Judy. So here we are.
We did not make any moves without checking.
No, we got permission.
But here we are, Lab Day West.
Yep.
We finally have on a man that I think I've seen at every show that
I've
ever been
to.
And you know what? You know what you mean to me is every time they ask a question to an audience, you're the guy.
Yeah.
I'm saying you're the one that actually has a question. And keeps
always. You did at Cal Lab. I remember that
every time.
For sure.
So, Calvin, what's your last name?
Song. Yeah, S-O-N-G.
S-O-N-G. Just like you're singing a song.
That's it.
Calvin you should be okay with that, Elvis.
I'm good, yeah.
All right. Well, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for sitting down with us.
Thank you.
Calvin, tell us your story. Who are you and where are you from?
I work currently at Creodent out in New York.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
So Creodent's like a lab/supplier, right?
Yeah, it's a lab and a milling center.
Okay, yeah.
So we have the clinical lab division that works with the doctor-to-lab business, and then we have a milling center that works with lab-to-lab business.
Lab-to-lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, which side are you on?
I'm on pretty much on both sides.
Bend it in a little bit. You're fine. I can still hear you.
Yeah, we'll edit it. I'm just trying to get you comfortable.
So I'm at both sides. I control, not control.
You do so much.
Yeah.
You can't even say it.
I'm in charge of pretty much all of the operation of the business development.
Oh.
Yes.
For both sides of the business.
Yeah. How long have you been with them?
Going on 10 years now.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
I see you everywhere.
I
think you're very vocal and you're just amazing. So.
Well, I love this industry. I come from a complete different industry to begin with. And then when I got into the dental world, it was amazing.
Where'd you come from?
So I was always in like the sales side, but the last 10 years before Creo was I was in the recruiting business.
Recruiting?
Yeah.
Like headhunting?
Like headhunting.
Okay.
Wow.
Why are you not doing that for our industry now?
Because
So how do you go from recruiting to dental?
How
did you find out about us?
So June Huang, who is the president of Creo, he's like a brother from a different mother. So I know June before Creo, and one day he kind of approached and said, "Hey, listen, I'm thinking of kicking this new company, and I'm gonna grow really big." And it was Creo then, back in 2010.
So he was an early adapter.
Yeah. So then he was like, he's telling me about this business thing, but I don't know anything about it. I was like, this is something that I don't know anything. This is not for me. So 4 year passes, and he grew the business to a Creodent. And he approached me again and said, I really want to take this into a national level. Mm-hmm. Can you please come in and see what you can do to develop the sales and marketing kind of thing? So, and at that time, I was in a position where I was maybe looking to do something different. And I said, okay, fine, let's do this.
Yeah.
So first 6 months in the company, I really, really enjoyed it. The people.
Just the first 6 months.
Yeah.
I know where he's going.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I could really picture myself doing this as my last job. So I really engrossed myself into the lab business and then learned the ins and outs as much as possible. And we figured out different plans to take Creo into another, like a nationwide kind of level. Yeah. So that's when I started traveling. That's why you see me everywhere.
I know.
That kind of thing.
So when you started, Creodent was only servicing like local doctors, kind of like a regional lab?
Something like that. Yeah. It was like more in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut kind of region.
Okay.
And then we wanted to go like all the way to the West Coast. So, this
so how
year,
do you do that?
So
travel a lot.
Right.
Basically, you just hit?
Basically, yes. So we get on the first flight out of JFK or LaGuardia, and we'll fly direct. So like people ask me if you have any airline miles. I don't. Any flight that flies direct, the earliest flight, we'll go to that state. As soon as we land, we'll get a rental car, and then we'll type dental labs near me.
Oh, yeah.
Are you serious? And you just start knocking on doors?
And then come around 3:30, 4 o'clock, no one wants to see you then. So then we'll start looking for hotels.
Yep.
So then we'll figure out, are we done with this city? Then we're going to go move to the next city. So then we'll go to the next city if it's maybe an hour or two. then we'll look for a hotel there.
So it's totally grassroots, man.
Yeah.
Like
so
just
everything
traveling.
on a very, very basic, just no planning, dental lab near me.
And you're just offering milling services to them.
Yeah.
So you're talking zirconia, abutments, bars, all that?
All that. Custom abutments, zirconia, Emax, bars. Whatever you could outsource, we'll try to do the outsource work out here.
Is there still a lot of labs milling zirconia and milling centers?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. I mean, if you look at the LMT consensus of the business, like about 53% of the labs in the U.S. are maybe 1 to 5 man shop.
Yeah.
And then last of the 47% are anywhere between like 5, 10, and then only like 3% of the labs in the U.S. are over 50 plus technicians.
And so the smaller labs don't have access to it or can't,
so
afford
afford the large the equipment or can. Because like on the zirconia, like you can't just have like one zirconia. There's always different shade, different thickness.
Oh, sure.
So and then different zirconias for use different like posterior or anterior zirconia, full arch zirconia. So like if you want to go zirconia milling, sometimes it does cost a lot of money to start. So instead of trying to do all of that from the beginning, use the outsourcing first to build up your clientele. And once you do that, then you could actually go in and build your own milling center within your lab.
Do you see that a lot?
For them.
Where like labs are like, I'm sending you all my work, then all of a sudden they're gone. You're like, what happened? You're like, I got a mill.
No, because I do help them purchase the mills too.
Through Korea?
Yeah,
awesome.
So like I don't sell the mills or whatever, but like I said, these mills are on this kind of price range. These mills are this kind of price range. These 3D printers at this price range. So I do go out there and consult with the owners.
You help them get to the point where they stop sending you work.
Great.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's kind of
it's because
anti-business 101.
Right, but people might think that you're cannibalizing in your own business kind of thing. But what I look at it is that, listen, I'm sharing my knowledge with these the clients or soon-to-be clients. Because there are certain things that they can't do that we can do.
Sure.
Right? So that's all I'm asking is that if you're able to do it, do it. If you can't, then, let us handle it.
Yeah.
So like on the zirconia or like the Emax milling, absolutely you could go that. But on the custom abutment-wise,
you don't want to
you don't want to get into that, then send it to me. So the more I share, the more trust I build, and more relationship and I make the relationship stronger. So then why not? Why not share all your knowledge and whatever you could provide for them? Do that, because if you help them grow, they're going to help you grow.
Yeah.
Right. So you're creating synergy within.
You might not get their single units, but when they start doing those full arches, they don't want to do them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if they get better at it and they grow their business, more power to them, because when they grow their business, they're going to come back or the other stuff that I could do for them.
Yeah.
So it's all about growing the business together. It's not just like I'm the one who's going to do
that. It's a partnership.
Yes.
And we hear that a lot on this
it's a
podcast,
partnership.
and you just reiterated it.
Yeah.
It's like the goodwill for all. It's awesome.
But one thing, if I could just announce on the
I know.
podcast,
You
is
said
that
you had something big. Here we go. What's up?
The New York State, I know like all the states have a different taxation. So New York State is trying to tax veneers.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, since when?
So since 2007, apparently.
Holy moly.
So just a veneer?
So the story goes like this. They came to me about 3 months ago and said the New York State taxation department.
Okay.
Wow.
So we want to audit the business. So we're doing the audit, the process with them. And they found this thing called night guard. And we want to tax the night guard. I was like, why? They said, it's because night guards are not like the dentures, and it has nothing to do with the betterment of human health. So I went back to ask Professor Google.
That's perfect.
He's also my educator.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I looked in and why is night guard needed? And number one is because of bruxism.
Yeah.
And then
so how can that not be benefited for the health of the patient?
I had to provide them with research papers, say bruxism. It happens when you're asleep. It doesn't know why it occurs. No one has a cure for it.
Ruins your teeth.
Yeah, and ruins your teeth, or you could ruin the prosthetic that you got for the other teeth.
Yep.
So some people have to wear this throughout their whole life, right?
Yeah.
So it is a dental prosthetic that is betterment of human health.
Oh,
so
yeah. Nobody's wearing one because they look good.
Right. No. So the New York Taxation Department, they actually had a meeting, and they said, okay, night guards will let it go. So no sales tax on the Nikon.
So on to veneers.
And then they come here a week later and said, we're going to have to tax you on veneers. And I was like, okay, why is the veneer being taxable? And they said, because it's a cosmetic device, not a betterment of human health. So
unless you look, how is that even?
So my first argument was that, you know what, it doesn't, as a dental lab, we don't decide if it's a clinical case or if it's a cosmetic case. It is up to the doctor to decide if it's a clinical or a cosmetic. And if it's clinical, then there's no sales tax. If it's cosmetic, then there's sales tax. I could say that's fair assessment on that, but it's not up to the lab. You should get that into the doctor's office and have them. Second thing.
Tax their asses.
Right. Second thing is, like, if you're telling me to collect taxes from the dentist, then I have to get the certificate of authority to collect sales tax. Labs always been operated under the tax exempt because we take the raw material and we fabricate it and we sell it to the dentist, who is the middleman. They're not the end user. So the end user meaning is the patient. So if it's the patient, they know when they get the bill, you get 8 units of veneer. This is what you're paying for. You bought a Nicor. It's itemized there. So they should be the one who's being sales taxed, not lab to the doctor. It should be the doctor to the patient.
Agreed.
So and then if you do that, then wouldn't that be a double taxation if the doctor goes in and charges something for the patient, and we charge the doctor for the test?
Oh, yeah.
And it just creates a chaotic environment for us, because now if you go into now I say that now as a CREO, and we're a sizable lab, and we start charging all the doctors on the sales tax. All the other smaller labs that's operating under the radar, they don't have to charge taxes on that, right? Then how are you going to regulate them?
They're going after the big guys.
Yeah, so don't set a precedence on my part. I don't want to become the example of this, but I do need the dental community's help in regards to petitioning the New York State Tax Department on imposing taxes on these devices.
Yeah.
So I reached out to NADL, and then Nate's been helping, and then ADA I reached out to. There's no help coming out from ADA.
Oh, I bet. They're the dentists. They don't want to get
taxed.
Wait a minute.
So why can't we get them behind it? Because they're going to have to pay us.
Because they're getting taxed.
So then
you would think money talks in that group.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So I even reached out to the ADA president of New York, the New York State ADA president. No replies, no emails back, nothing. And I've also reached out to a couple of our doctors who does a lot of veneer cases. One of the doctors that I reached out to, she said, I don't want to be involved in any one of these taxation or FDA or anything, just leave my name out of it. But I'm trying to explain to her that, it's not for me, it's for you guys. It's more like if they start taxing on the other veneers, every time you do a veneer case, you have to pay sales tax. And you have to pay sales tax to your lab, which is very, very strange. And I keep going back with the New York State Taxation Department saying, we don't have we never have applied or was requested to apply for a certificate of authority to collect sales tax. Labs don't do that. We don't deal with the end users. We take the raw materials and we sell it to the middleman who sells it to the end user.
Exactly.
So there is no tax goes between this. The materials also that we buy are for like manufacturing processes, so that they're non-taxable as well. Only thing that you could tax that I have to pay sales tax is on if I buy printers for like shipping manifest or all those other things that I already pay sales taxes for. I can't believe you guys are coming at me like this. So these guys been just on a crazy level, just trying to get something out of me. So I understand that
Why do you think though? Why your company? How did you get on the radar?
Because because in New York, we are one of the bigger labs, and then the New York State, they did go after DSG Mount Vernon back in like early 2000s, and then they went up for another lab
for the same stuff.
For the same stuff, but they didn't go into the veneers. They went in more like in the custom tray, putty index. So these guys had to pay the taxes for those, and then they went after another lab where they did the samples for the doctors. So they're saying because the samples are not patient-centric, you have to pay sales tax for those things.
What the hell?
That is so dumb.
It's like a diagnostic wax-up.
Right. So now it's not just the FDA that's after. It's like we have to also worry about the tax department. Because like I said, labs, from what I've researched and gathered, was like we've always been tax exempt on many things.
Yeah.
But that's nationwide. That's just not New York.
So I found out in California, they do pay sales tax for veneers.
I think in Ohio as well. I think something goes. I know we pay taxes in Ohio.
Oh, so this is not a unique. Yeah. I mean, like, wow.
Yeah. So like, but the craziness of it is that while I'm talking to the New York State Tax Department, they're understanding to our need. As long as somebody could call them and provide them with information of this is what it is.
Facts.
Yeah. So like, I had to. I'll share the PDF with you. I had to make a PDF of like the veneer cases that we do. They're not cosmetic. They're actual like things where the broken, the chipped or broken tooth, or there's decay, or there's the perio problems. Those kind of the cases that the doctors are sending us, and some of them are cosmetic. Yes, I give you that, but we're not the one who's deciding this. There's no control on our end to do this. So
I don't know why we're making a veneer.
Yeah, so like in the European market, they actually on the prescription in European, for the veneers, they actually have a checking box. So to say, is this a cosmetic case or is this a clinical case? So if it is a clinical case, they don't pay taxes. But if it's cosmetic, they pay taxes. So European market
How many of them are honest?
So they're way out of
us. I mean, who's really going to check?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something stupid. Do doctors charge patients tax?
No.
None of that.
Nothing.
I bet they charge the insurance companies.
Yes.
So that's what they're trying. They're just trying to get some money out of this relationship.
Something.
So where are you at now?
I'm at their review point now because I sent them all of my findings for the veneer cases being clinical.
You fought your ass off.
Yeah. So like they're telling me to go get a tax attorney. I'm like, the tax attorney, fine. But the thing is that even the tax attorneys don't understand the ins and outs of the dental business. They'll come in and say, I'll charge you like 40% of whatever I save you, and that's a lawyer talking, And I just want to make sure that, I don't get into a position that we're the example that you screwed it up. That's why we're paying all the taxes now.
Well, it doesn't sound like you are.
No, I'm trying.
Sounds like you're on the other side.
Find a tax guy that chipped his tooth that needed a veneer. Right. He'll go to bat, or she will go to bat for you.
Yeah, so something like that right now. That's like the biggest thing on my plate that I'm dealing with.
Dude, this is something I think everybody needs to worry about. I had no idea.
Yeah, so like everybody's trying to take something from the dental business, the lab business. I couldn't believe it when.
What do you got? Taxes on printed models now?
Hey, don't even go there.
So when they did this, because they're saying the veneer is a taxable item, anything that goes with the veneers, like the model work, the tray, the diagnostic wax up, they're all taxable.
Yeah, I know.
So you have to charge it, in New York, it's 8.85%. So like you have to charge the sales tax on every one of the supplies. So I made a short presentation for them and made it into a PDF file, and then I shot them over why some veneers are cosmetic and some veneers are not cosmetic. So I'm in that.
So you did your part.
I did my part so far.
Is there a New York Dental Lab Association or something where you could band together some other labs?
No.
That'd be nice if there was.
New Yorkers, if we don't get along with each other.
You feel like you're going solo on this on behalf of a whole hell of a lot more people than just your lab.
You would think every lab in New York would be like, Calvin's the
guy.
I'm on. Yeah.
I mean, like, New York is like, it's definitely that people joke about it, but then, when people say, have a nice day, they'll tell you, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
That's your typical New Yorker for you.
Wow, that's insane. I had no idea.
Yeah. So
didn't even know there was a thing, and now I'm learning there's other states that do it.
Yeah, so like all states have like different taxation rules and regulations. But New York State, unfortunately, they said the veneers are cosmetic, and they're not anything health related, so it is sales taxable.
What about Illinois? They tax everything over there.
I think Illinois also has
I bet you they do.
They do.
Yeah.
So there are just a couple of states that had this, but the way, like I said, I was saying is that they're willing to work with you if you're educating them or if you're trying to show that not all of them are what you think they are. So
it sounds like you are doing that.
So like they don't have a dental professional in their payroll for the taxation department.
They don't even know who the hell we are.
No. All they know is that they know that they can charge taxes on something, and they'll go after you.
Exactly.
So
there's a couple of tax companies in our space with the R&D tax that was real popular. Maybe they might be able to help because at least they understand dental.
Right.
You know?
And there's another thing with the R&D, the research and development, the tax credit, then your the employee retention tax credit, all that stuff. I looked at this stuff and like, oh, man, how hard it can be that you have to charge it like 40%. You know, I'm like, geez, or 25%.
Yeah, you give them away half what you get back, pretty much.
So,
sorry, but
I mean,
it's true.
I want to go and study accounting for this.
Yeah.
And I'll charge you 10%. They'll probably shoot me for this one, but yeah, I mean, all the things are just so expensive for the lab owners these days to operate on a very, very honest level. You know, so.
And now
I want to just make sure that I do my part. And like I said, if anybody's out there, anybody who's listening to this podcast, if you have any more information on the veneers or how, if you have any other ideas on how we should voice our opinion to the different taxation department, I would love to get some more information.
Maybe there's other states that this came
already
up and they fought it and they won.
And they already have that information.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. So as soon as we release this, we'll put a link on your information, and hopefully you'll get some support there.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Yeah, because like this was eating at me like all day and all night, every night.
I bet.
Like, how do I get this word out there? Who do I talk to? Like, you know, how could I make a most impact? I can't put things on social media. So, but thank you. This is perfect opportunity. Yes, perfect opportunity. Thank you so much for having me.
Glad you sat down with us. How's the meeting going for you?
So far, I think this is a very good turnout so far. I think we're going to, usually Fridays are like this.
Yeah.
And then Saturdays get more busy because like a lot of the other local people come.
Yeah, because everybody's working, or at least half of them are. And then, so tomorrow's going to be busier, huh? It's pretty busy. It's my first Lab Day West. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So and I'm enjoying it. We like I said, we picked this up and moved it over here.
We moved this table twice.
Yeah, so
got a little bit of a workout.
This is our 10th year anniversary for coming out to Lab Day West as well. And I think the first Lab Day that we attended was across the street, the other different hotel, and then they moved into the Hyatt here.
Yeah.
And then I was visiting a couple of the clients that I have over this way, and they're like, yeah, I've been sending you work since for 10 years, last 10 years. I was like, oh, thank you so much.
Because you came here 10 years ago.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I love that.
So it is a very good place to meet with new people, new clients, network. And
absolutely.
Like I said, I love this industry. Everybody's just so friendly. They're willing to share their knowledge and their training. And all you got to do is just ask for it.
Yeah.
You know, don't be pretentious and saying you know what you're doing. Just say, hey, listen, I don't know what I'm doing. I really need your help. I want to get your expert opinion on this thing.
Well,
what did you do?
You're up here saying you don't know anything about taxes.
I don't know anything about taxes.
You're asking for help, and let's get it out there.
Yes,
I mean, it works both ways.
Please.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Finally.
Great. Appreciate you so much.
And sincerely, good luck and thank you very much for providing that with them.
Barb, are you with us? Are you on?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
Awesome. We're here at LMT Lab Day West 2023. We are here because of our good friends Ivoclar. We were recording in their room, but
we moved.
We moved to where the action is.
We picked our table up, walked it across the whole place, and put it right in front of the entrance.
So good guy, 3-shape master. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Come on now.
I guess
be humble.
Advanced user.
Advanced user.
I like that.
Sevan, Pulurian, how are you, sir?
Good. How about you guys?
Man, we're doing great.
You're our first interview of the day.
No way.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. So it's all either uphill or downhill from here. So set the bar, man.
Let's get it rolling.
So what's going on? I think I talked to you. What was it? Whitmix Digital Forum, probably.
Years and years ago. Was I there?
No, it was
the
first one. You weren't there. It was pre-pandemic. It was probably 19.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It had to be 19 or.
Yeah. So you've been doing anything since then, or just waiting to come back on here?
Doing my thing. Pretty
he thinks
much.
He's funny.
Just doing.
Still at the same lab?
Yeah.
Okay. Still running basically the whole digital department.
Still there. Still pushing it and.
Yeah.
Trying to advance and. Yeah, just doing what you do every day in the lab.
Sure. So I know online, mostly through Facebook, you, Min, somebody else has a pretty predominant 3-shape support group.
Yeah.
Yeah? Who's the other one?
Well, there's Michael Frazier. He's the admin, and then there was Mark Dixon.
Okay, Mark Dixon.
Yeah,
yep.
He's kind of stepped away from social media to raise his kid, which I admire.
Well, good for him.
So what's a 3Shape support group? Obviously, you know because you're everywhere. But
explain it.
What do you guys do?
It was just a study group. Somebody created, I think Mark, Michael, and this guy named Roger. They started it in hopes to help people with the software, and get end users to talk with each other and help each other out. And it started, I think, 13 or 14. I joined around 15.
Wow. It's a long time.
Yeah, it's not to take away from 3Shape, but it's the best place you can go to get support pretty much not instantly within an hour or it's almost or live. Like you post.
So how do you find it?
It's on Facebook.
Okay.
3Shape study group.
So if they have a question, they just pop on and say, "Listen, I have a glitch here."
You got to join, and we'll let you in. And yeah.
Do you weed out the riffraff? Do you have those questions?
Have no idea.
Yeah, I bet.
No idea.
No, what does that mean? Tell me.
It's social media is kind of just a free for all for
clueless
peddlers, scammers.
Okay.
Those people that want to come work at your lab, but they're not even in this country yet, and that kind of.
Well, yeah, there's some people looking to get either a work visa, with somebody else. There's that. There's the good. There's a decent amount of bad. I mean, as the group grows bigger, we're like 45,000 members. There's
insane.
every single day. There's at least 200 to 300 people just wanting to request joining, and there's spam videos of somebody chopping a tree down, or
oh god,
go to the darker side where there's like some sort of adult.
that
Content. And
actually happens.
Oh, you have no
That's
idea.
ridiculous.
When you're not an admin or a mod, you get flooded with. So you have to put a question. Okay, do you use 3Shape? Yes or no?
Yeah, you got to
suggest.
The bots. Yeah.
Interested. And then you see. Okay, there are 4 groups common with me. So then I go and see. Are they all just 3Shape? Are they the blender? Who is it? It's a process to weed them out.
Wow.
That's like when I get a friend request and I don't know who the person is.
Exactly.
I'm like, well, who are you friends with? And is there any dental related? If not, no.
Yeah, you get them where they're like 1, 2, 3, 5,000 funny videos is the guy's name, and he just joined like a day ago.
Yeah, he started his account yesterday. What I love about your group is when we had Rune on from 3Shape, it's totally I guess supported by 3Shape. It's not. They don't own it, but they're good with it.
Yes and no. So they had their group where it was the community home or 3Shape community called it.
Yeah.
And they tried to make it like the Dental Lab Network, but for 3Shape products and support only. Well, I wasn't a really big supporter of that, and I told them up front, I'm like, I'm not going to take away from your glory, but it's
not
dead. It's a dead style of support.
Forum? It was a separate website and everything.
How many times have you gone onto the Dental Lab Network and said, "Hey guys"?
Does that still exist?
Yes, it's still.
Does
around.
it really?
Yeah. It's. I don't know if it's thriving, but I pop on once in a while. But I mean, you go on, you ask a question, and it could take 2 to 3 days before somebody decides to reply. Don't get me wrong; it's a wealth of knowledge.
Sure.
It's unimaginable the amount of good knowledge that's on that forum, but that technique of support and community, it's not really going to thrive, especially with social media and the groups on social media, whether it's a Sega, Roland, the Ivoclar user group.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just it's live. It's, if not live, it's almost instant.
And we're already there. You have to go to a separate. I didn't even know Dental Lab Network was still there. I bet you haven't been on it in like a decade.
Yeah, go to log on. You'll probably have to reset your password.
Probably. If I can remember my username.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it's still a great place. New people go there and join, and
So you guys, the 5 or 6 of you, manage it. So when a question comes on, who picks?
Whoever wants. It's not just the moderator. It's anybody who's part of the group. So if Elvis is in there, I think. If he knows the question and nobody else has commented.
That's cool.
I don't know the answer.
It's cool because you have end users from European side, and then they're up while we're going down. So if somebody asks a question late, nobody here can do it.
Oh yeah,
it's great, and it kind of goes back and forth. So it's a continuous like
3 in the morning,
24/7,
Australians are
365.
Or answering questions.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. So, what's the newest 3Shape? Because I know you get to beta test all these kind of things.
Yeah, they
right?
reach out to me sometimes to do stuff. Definitely the software we're beta testing 23. It's solid. It's more of a revamp and structural support on the software. Get a lot more bugs worked out.
Sure.
And
any
just kind of
great new features or
no, not really. Because they didn't want to add. Well, there's Model Builder Express. That's a cool.
What's that like? Does
faster?
So I mean, well, if I said Model Builder Express, what would you think
it's
does?
a fast model
it just
builder.
Does it really quick by itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can bring it in, and it literally will just plop the bases down, put some notches on the bottom for the resin to drain out, and you can set your thickness. If you don't like it, you can go into regular Model Builder from there. But yeah, it's for making. It's great for ortho models. If somebody's got a case with 12 models that they need to print
all the different,
because there's 12 different steps, and they got another case with 15. You can just go through and just
click
one, and boom, it makes the model.
Wow. That's pretty convenient.
So it's good. I mean, so far so good.
Are they using any AI?
Well, there's always been automatic crown design in there. Whether it's good or not, it's up to you. Maybe
Have
you
they
get
updated
lucky.
it?
I think they did. I mean, 3Shape Automate came out. I think it did a better job than the AI in the design software, but it still needs to be
tweaked and changed.
Yeah.
As a dental technician, would you use any of those AI crayons?
There's situations where you want to use it.
I see.
I mean, if you're a small medium lab and a couple of your designers are out sick, and you look at your shelves and they're backing up, and you want to get them ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do them 5 minutes, it's going to cost you some. But if you only do it 12 hours, and just let it AI over 12 hours.
Oh, that's a choice?
Like $2 or whatever it is.
$2.
Yeah, $199 if you're a 3Shape user, $299 if you're Exocad outside of the no dongle.
Sure.
registered. So, it's great. You
$2
throw it in there
12
and
hours, huh?
throw about 40 cases in there.
Yeah.
Come back the next day and just
check them. Yeah.
Approve them for edit, bring them back in, and just check them.
So what is the editing process? Because I know with 3Shape, do you have to go through all the steps to get to the point?
Yeah, it's still the same.
Yeah.
So Automate you can either accept and get the STL file or accept and edit, and then through your 3Shape you can download the files back in, and then you have them inside your dental manager, and they have a little orange arrow, so you know which ones have been outsourced, and you get it back, and you can just redesign, go through, change your interproximals, make sure your occlusals where you need it to be, refine the anatomy if you have to, or just reset and start it all over again.
And you don't pay for it, right?
Well, you don't pay for it if you don't like the design.
If you don't accept it.
Exactly. Yeah. But if you accept an edit and then you don't like it, well, $2 you're out.
You already accepted it.
Yeah, but it's $2. I mean, I guess if you do it all day long, it adds up.
If it does it in 12 hours, if it does it in 24 hours or 5 minutes, it's done within like the same time. 5 minutes, it's done, or in 12 hours, it takes the same amount of time to design it.
Wow.
Because it's just in queue, and when its time comes up.
So even though when you asked for the 12 hours, could you get it sooner? Because the queue is short that day?
No. You select it and you submit it and you wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a.
So I've never used it. That's why I was asking.
I've never seen it.
I'm super curious about it.
Some labs have integrated it, and they've done their workflow to work with it.
Yeah.
And.
Well, I mean, a single lower bicuspid and, some of the easier teeth, I would think it would be a benefit for the smaller labs or people that don't have a designer or the designer's out and sick, and then you just set that up, and at least it gets you close.
Yeah.
Or you accept it and it's good to go, but I wouldn't do an anterior or anything like difficult.
No, I don't think it even does it?
I don't think so.
Remember when we talked to Rob, he was like, no, it's got to have an opposing, and it can't have, no anterior.
But I mean, it's got its purposes. It's got its place and use. So some people like to use it just because they're getting started, and they didn't expect that much work to come in, or someone's like, I'm behind, and for a mere whatever $40, $50, you send out, you get like 60 units designed in 12 hours, and you come back, and you just spend an hour, 8 to 9 in the morning just QCing each one. You got 60 units designed, ready to cut.
$120
overnight.
Yeah.
You know,
You're
whatever you send out. Yeah, it's.
What about clinicians? Are they going to start using it so they can put it in their MCXLs?
I hope not.
This is the gray area, and it's not 100% foolproof for a clinician to go in. They got a 3-shape dongle. They can create an account, log in, and upload it. But I mean,
do they automatically get a dongle with a Trios?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have a Trios, they can use the service.
I don't know if it's the Trios. I think it may be. It may be you have to have InDesign for the Trio software, Unite. But yeah, there's no way to say no, you can't use it. I mean,
they don't know where they're coming from.
Doctors have labs that have an actual lab dongle for the dental systems, and
there's a lot of
how do you say no? So yeah, but as everyone's saying, single crown dentistry or quadrant dentistry is dead.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't base a lab off of it anymore.
No.
I mean, I guess you could. I mean, depends on where you are in the state, Yeah. I mean, if you're in California, New York, Florida, the much more populated cities and states, it's probably going to be impossible. But if you go to like, Alabama or Milwaukee, where it's a total different environment. Not to say, hey, you guys are out of touch with the rest of the world, but it's a total different environment. And over there, they still want a layered PFM. They still want a layered zirconia crown.
Yeah, they want it to that list.
They're very give me an Emax, give me a feldspathic. I like refractory. Yeah. It still exists, but as the greater states are going to start getting more and more towards AI for that stuff. And now you have to differentiate yourself from the rest of the field. Like I only do full arch, zirconia, upper lower dentures, and you build a name for yourself, as many people have.
Sure.
That's your better.
That's your specialized.
Exactly. Your specialty. You've stepped away from the rest of the field, and you could still do quadrant dentistry if the doctor wants you to do it. But I think for most parts, how a lab was done 15, 20 years ago.
You think I could open up a lab where I take in only intraoral scans, I AI everything, and I outsource all production?
Oh, my God. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do anything.
There's labs. There's labs that are 100% digital. They don't accept anything
I know.
stone.
I'm jealous of those.
I mean, there's a few in Europe, a couple out here.
Yeah, there's a few
it's
here
growing.
in the States.
So you technically could. I mean,
I've
heard stories of people when Full Contour first came out that they would get the case and they would send it to Full Contour. Full Contour would then send it to Argon.
And Argon would do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, or another, you could get it from Full Contour and you could send it to another milling center. And they'll do maybe the stain and glaze on it as well, and then you can ask for them to drop ship it to the customer. And pretty much you're not really doing anything, you know what I mean?
Except for collecting a paycheck or a bill.
Exactly. So
if you can.
So what do you specialize in your lab? Obviously 3-shape, but like what type of designs, what type of devices?
Well, we're a full-service
everything.
lab, so we do anywhere
What's
from
the name of the lab?
Pacific Dental Lab.
That's right.
Pacific Dental Incorporated in Thousand Oaks, not to be associated with the Pacific Dental chain of clinics.
That's good.
Yeah, they're a huge chain, and people often get us confused.
Oh, they think you're the lab for that group.
Yeah,
I get that.
Makes sense.
So
in Indiana, we have an Aspen Dental that is not Aspen, and it's so confusing.
Why?
The dentist is called Aspen, and everyone's like, I think you're Aspen. And you go to their website, they're like, we're not associated with Aspen. And I'm like, why'd you call it that?
Yeah, exactly. Duh.
Yeah. So, I mean, I pretty much do everything. Whether it's fix the equipment, do the ordering for, all the supplies that's needed, fix the air compressor when that goes down.
Oh, yeah.
And pretty much like the right-hand guy, 20, almost going on to 22 years this year. November. I've just associated to be the other hand in the business.
Hey, man.
Soon enough.
You try to get your designers in line and, get the workflow going, but it can be challenging.
Absolutely.
One guy's not feeling so hot that day or doesn't show up. And
it's story of our life, right? So what are you checking out here at LMT? Anything?
Yeah, you're not speaking this weekend, right?
No, not this year. Took a
usually you're up there.
Either one person or a couple people asked me.
You're at CalLab, right?
Yeah, I did CalLab.
Yes, that was so good.
I did CalLab.
That was awesome.
Then I did 3Shape for at LMT.
That was a busy weekend for you.
Yeah, CalLab was it was fun. First time speaking.
Yeah,
and,
you were great.
They didn't. I think initially it was an hour time slot for me, Whitney, and Min, and they were going to do like a panel.
Yeah, it was going to be a panel.
Min couldn't do it because he had a conflicting appointment with Argon. Whitney couldn't do it because of her job right now, but she was, in May, we don't know. Yeah. And like at the very last minute, they said, unfortunately, none of them can
You have an hour.
So you have an hour. I said, okay, no problem. I easily do an hour. I give my presentation to an hour, and I get there, and I'm giving my presentation to the audio-video guys, and they go, the audio-video guy looks, he's like, okay, so you're on until 9:45. I'm like, excuse me?
It was an hour and a half, right?
That's an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
An hour and 45.
You had to add like a ton of slides.
I'm only set for an hour. He goes, yeah, you better go talk to them. I was like, Jerry, what's up? Hour. He's like, no, it's an hour 45. I was like, when did it change from an hour from three of us? And apparently in the email it did. I just oversaw it. And
so you were
I just had to scramble. What do I do? And
like how long was it before you were up on stage when you learned this?
About 15 minutes.
Oh, shit.
So I had my other presentation from 3Shape that I didn't do yet. And it was a whole thing on the thimble bridge workflow and all the different how you do it. And I just took all those slides, brought them in, and it went from 16:9 format to like a 14:9, whatever the 100-foot screen is. So I just started slamming stuff together, deleting like little knickknacks. Some of the font was underneath.
It never.
Some like images like
never
you could select like
together.
Like upgrade my page, like suggestions. Yeah. All that stuff was like over the text. So I was deleting a bunch of stuff, and then I just the last 5 minutes I just started cramming it in. They're like, "You ready?" I was like, "Almost done. Hold on."
Let me tell you something. You would have no idea that happened.
Really?
Because I was there, and you just freaking was awesome. But you had no idea. Because I'm on the board, and I know all about that, and so I knew about that. But I was like, you were seamless.
Yeah, I kind of gave a heads up. I said, all right, guys, I was marked for an hour. They surprised me with 45 more minutes. So
that's a long
towards
time.
The end of the
towards
the end of the presentation, you're going to see some stuff that just doesn't look like I completed it, but I'll go through it in detail.
Did you start and let everyone know, like, I thought it was an hour.
Right off the bat, I said
that's the best way to do it.
I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and be like, oh, yeah, so here we go. I'm like, funny thing, guys.
So, and excuse me, I missed that day at CalLab, but you did technical. CalLab's usually not.
Yeah, that's the thing that surprised me, though. Like, we want you to go and do, like, the things you thought you couldn't do and the tips and tricks.
Yeah.
And when I got up there, I started speaking, and I was like, wait a minute, how many lab techs are here? I was like, this is mainly owners.
Owners that haven't been a lab tech since the 90s.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, now I got to start wording different, how many, and I started saying, how many of you guys have technicians that do this?
That.
Exactly. So I had to kind of like switch it up a bit, but
I bet you they were all impressed.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
I mean, I was kind of sweating bullets.
Yeah. I would be too if I got 45 minutes.
Yeah, got shocked from the 100-foot screen a few times. I got a little too close with my hand, and but it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The screen shocked you?
Yeah.
Because they were TVs.
You're walking on, the fabric floor. You're breathing the static energy, and you got this 100-foot screen.
Yeah, because they're
it's
not
like
projectors
blowing in
anymore.
your face. Yeah, and you touch it.
Wake up! You only have another hour.
That's
awesome.
You
got this.
Like 2 or 3 times I got zapped by it, but.
That really says your ability. If you can go from an hour to an hour and 45 in 15 minutes.
That's a lot of freaking time. Seriously.
I just sat there. I was like, we'll be good, Jerry, but this is kind of like out of left field.
I had an hour presentation, then DLAT gave me an hour and a half. But I knew about it, and it still freaked me out. So I was like, what am I going to talk about for another half an hour?
Filler words. Filler words.
Q&A, but nobody had questions and
Nobody
answers.
ever has questions. Unless you're Calvin Song, he's always got a question.
Yeah, we talked to him yesterday. That's exactly what we said. Yeah, you're always the man with the questions.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you.
Sevan, thank you.
Yeah.
Sevan.
We appreciate you.
What did that mean?
I called him Sevan the first time.
Oh, all right. My bad. Thank
we
you.
Appreciate you.
Have a great time.
Thanks for stopping by, man. Good to catch up.
Definitely.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Guys, a big thanks to Calvin and Sevan for sitting down with us at the Ivoclar table at the Lab Day West. And it's really interesting what Calvin is dealing with. And the idea of charging taxes for what we make in labs, I just don't get it. I know that Calvin would love to hear from others that are experiencing and dealing with this similar situation. Trust me when I say that having to get taxes from doctors is not something that we want to do. They barely like to pay us for what we do. So, especially if the taxes are different from state to state. And thanks again to Sevan for keeping us all updated on all things 3Shape and for providing a platform where technicians can get help in a reasonable amount of time and for a reasonable price. Free. There's no price. And again, as somebody on the board at CalLab, you did an amazing job, and we hope to have you back on stage again soon.
Aw, that was so nice of you to say that.
Thank you.
And now, to finish celebrating Dental Technician Appreciation Month, here are this week's audio thanks.
This is Barbara, and I really would like to thank every technician pretty much that I work with every day in, day out, all of the people that have pushed me, made me a better technician, all the people that have to deal with me every day, especially when I get a little grumpy, my son Zach, all of my coworkers, especially my dad. Of course, I always have to thank him, but everybody along the way that's ever given me a little piece of knowledge and made me a better technician, I'd just like to say thank you.
Does that include me with putting up with grumpiness?
I think so, because I do have a tendency to get a little pissy every now and again. Thank you, Elvis.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hello, my name is Joe Manti, Regional Sales Manager for Ivoclar and fellow laboratory technician. On behalf of all of us at Ivoclar, we wish you a happy Dental Technician Appreciation Month. You are truly the unsung heroes of a great profession. Your passion, creativity, and dedication is admired and inspiring. Keep on making people smile, and thank you for being part of the Ivoclar family.
Hey, this is Tracy Graham. I want to give a special thank you to Mr. Edwin Key with LSU School of Dentistry for his continued guidance and support throughout the process of me becoming a dental lab technician.
Is this me? Am I on right now? Oh, it's my turn. Holy shit, is this live? I can't believe I'm actually on the Joe Rogan show. I mean, Joe Rogan. It's Joe Rogan, one of my favorite podcasts of all time. Wait. Oh, that's right. No, it's not. Oh, I'm on voice. That's right. It's Voices from the Bench, a dental laboratory podcast. Man, I'm so excited to be here. It's Dental Laboratory Tech Appreciation Month. Justin Gerard here at Mr. Awesome. If you follow me on Instagram, and you should. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to all my technicians, past and present. You guys are the blood, sweat, and tears and backbone of my company, and we wouldn't be where we are today without you. Thank you. And I want to thank you, Elvis and Barbara, for everything you guys have done for our community. I mean, Elvis is no Joe Rogan, but Barbara is definitely the Vanna White of radio. Thank you for your week in and week out continuous effort in bringing us stories from all walks of life within the dental laboratory field. I look forward to every Monday's episode. And I also want to give a big shout out to two of my closest friends in this industry, Beth Brown at The Party Enamel and Danny Farrago at Toothmaker. I love you both so much. Anyways, Mr. Awesome signing off. Can people see me right now?
Thanks to everyone that sent in your thanks. For those of you that didn't and wish you did, you're gonna have to wait a year. Sorry about you.
Snooze you lose.
All right, everybody. That's all we got for you, and we will talk to you next week.
Have a good one.
Bye.
just have a good day, shall we?
We shall.